What advice would you have to give new poets just coming on the scene?
I guess the two most important things to at least my own personal development as a poet was reading poetry. And you are going to find who stirs you and reaches you. But I would say read as much poetry as you can get your hands on.
Roger always says that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really believe that. That's huge. And the other part is don't edit yourself right away. That's not the job. See, I am very, I don't want to say hypercritical, but if I don't go, all of a sudden I need to pull the car over because I am so inspired, a lightning bolt came and I'm going to have to pull over and start writing. If I'm barring that feeling, which you guys know how that is, and it comes right through you somehow. It's like the words are out there and you're just raining them in and suddenly they're all just coming down like it's a rain shower. That is fabulous. I love when that happens. It's just so great. Don't stop to try and fix it as it's going down. Don't try to fix it as it's going down because that's where I get hung up. All of a sudden I'm like, that is not the word. I will circle words now that I don't like, but it's, I'm looking for a better word if I'm dumping what I want to say. Because you can't risk being hypercritical about what's going down right away, or you'll stop the flow. And what helps me is recording, because if I'm just talking, I can continue the train of thought, and I'm not feeling like, oh, that's a line break. And all of a sudden I'm like, God, where were you going with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
can do that stuff later.
Yes, don't edit yourself. Don't stop. It's like,
and
dump
you
it.
won't lose it if you do it that way.
Right,
If you write it on 10 little pieces of paper.
That's bad news. That's so bad. Like I have little, and I always put the date on it, and then I'll just start, talking. So it's weird little thoughts, but you know what? You think weird little thoughts don't happen to everyone, and it's like unique to you, and it's funny to other people sometimes because you're all talking about and thinking about the same kind of trials during your day. Like this is driving to work, and it was right after the ticket or almost ticket that I got away with, but I said I just figured it out. Talking to the police and talking to nuns is pretty much the same thing. You're pretty sure that they think that you've done something wrong, but they can't prove it yet. And so I'm going along my little way, and I'm talking into the thing about nuns and cops. And that's kind of, you get that pit of nervous stomach, when you see it coming at you, making sure your hand are in the 10 and 2 o'clock position, making sure you're using your turn signals, and no California stop this morning. Instead, you'll be counting through the count of 3 at the corner. And so I think there's a reason that there's a gift of Blarney in my blood. It's almost a challenge, or more of an obsession, to see how much Irish charm you can turn on and get away with it. Everyone knows the definition of Irish diplomacy, and that's the ability to tell someone to go to hell and have them look forward to the trip. There's kind of a necessary game, an obligation, when you actually do get pulled over, same as being a little Catholic in a classroom. You need to find a way to move an immovable object. And what will it take to change this person's mind about you, or what they just saw you do? It's the ultimate win. Just for a moment, they have a power over you, and you are dominated. And it says, use another word, Eileen, because that's how it works. And isn't it fun to turn those tables and never let them know that that's what happened? Let them think it's their idea. Really, isn't that the ultimate success? They are thinking, wow, is this a dumbass really going to slide through that stop sign in front of me? And they're thinking, let's get a little more money for the township. And you're thinking, I'm not going to get a ticket out of this. My aunt could do it. That's where it started, the whole cop getting out of tickets. My Aunt Peggy. Yeah. Oh my God, she's charming. And so she used to read your tarot cards, and I used to say she could, control the planets with a wave of her hand. Because she would read your tarot cards or whatever. Once, and tell you, she made a phone call to me one time and said, Eileen, don't go out. Mercury is in retrograde. You know, like, she said, you're going to have to be careful when you're driving because, you know, Mercury is, whatever she said, Mercury is in retrograde. I'm like, what is this? And then I'd say, okay, yeah, Peg, okay, and hang up the phone. And then she would call me right back and say, you know what? Your sister's the one who's born in March. That's for your sister Kathleen. I was like, oh, okay, maybe you should call her and tell her Mercury's in retrograde because it's bad for the Pisces.
You tell her I don't even drive a Mercury yet.
It's bad for the Pisces people, you know. It's like not the Cancer people, but you know what I mean. Like every once in a while, she'll. But she used to get out of tickets left and right. She once had a picture taken with the state trooper in Virginia. She thought, "You're a handsome young man. Wait, could you take our picture?" Oh. He was not ticketing her.
No.
One way to be focused is first I have the best support system in the world, and that's St. Frank. He hates that, I know. But it's so true. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him. I really wouldn't be doing this, you know. And I've had the encouragement I needed to get my voice out there, you know. He recognized something in me when he heard me singing. And I wanted to be able to do it for him. So he always sat in the back. So if I had my guitar, I could watch him. And then it was just singing to him. I think the best tip for performance is when you wrote those words or you wrote that song, that was something that touched you deeply. And what you need to do, and what I tell myself is, I need to read it the way I felt when I put the words down the first time. Because whether it's a dark poem and it ripped my heart out to do it, it's hard to do that in front of an audience. It's hard to be that vulnerable in front of an audience. And it's feeling the words as you're reading the work. It's about the words, and it's about what made them come out of you, and showing honor to those words, you know, by saying it how you felt it when you wrote it. And I think that's what makes it real to other people, because everybody connects to emotion. And if it was emotional for you to write it, it's going to be emotional for them to hear it.